You know, I would have never expected that I would enjoy a gospel album, but with this new Voices of Fire album produced entirely by Pharrell Williams, I can finally check that box. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything for Everybody. And today we'll be discussing Voices of Fire's Ophanim album. There's something electrifying about witnessing Pharrell Williams return to the pulpit of pop innovation, and this time he's doing it with the heavenly force of Voices of Fire choir behind him. Their new joint album, Ophanim, released under Warner Records, is the follow-up to 2023's Joy, Unspeakable, and I'm impressed by how this project is thunderous, joyous, and gloriously unbothered by genre lines. The lead single, Miracle Worker, first premiered on the Louis Vuitton Spring-Summer 26 runway, wraps the choir's towering harmonies around Pharrell's signature drum programming. Imagine praise music dipped in neon and trap drums. It's literally joy with a knocking bass line. Recorded between Virginia Beach and Paris, Ophanim pulls in an eclectic guest list featuring John Legend, Teddy Swims, Quavo, Tori Kelly, CeeLo Green, and Zacardi Cortez, who all bring their own soul to Pharrell's sacred vision. The choir, led by Ezekiel Williams, Pharrell's uncle, rose to global attention with Netflix's Voices of Fire docuseries, and their journey just reached a celestial milestone. On September 13th, they performed Ophanim live in Vatican City for Grace for the World, the first ever concert in St. Peter's Square, co-directed by Pharrell and Andrea Bocelli, with the clips showing up to bless the moment as well. That's not just music history, that's cultural tectonic shifting in real time. Now let's be real, Pharrell's music is a part of my musical DNA. The Neptune shaped how I hear sound and how I approach music creatively. So when I saw Pharrell executive producing a full gospel pop album, I had to dive in. Spotify only had snippets, so I went old school. Bought the digital album, airdropped it to my phone, and I've been locked in ever since. It's wild to think that this is like the first gospel album that I've ever purchased, and it hit me like sunlight through stained glass. I'm not a Christian, but I respect the faith, and having worked with Christian musicians like my sister Courtney Berry, I've learned to appreciate the discipline and devotion in gospel artistry. The Ophanim album gave me something new to talk about with them, and it's like music that bridges faith and groove together, and it's really interesting because now I can send them songs and I'm just like, you know what, this song is really dope, and it's opening me up to wanting to explore other gospel artists and like kind of find what type of gospel music that I like specifically. The sequencing is immaculate. It opens with the song The One featuring a Pharrell verse. Anywhere with Tori Kelly is the one I keep coming back to though. It's pure fire. I just love the message. I love the lyrics. I love the song structure. And like, that's my favorite song. That's the song that I'm sending to everybody. Like, yo, you should check out this album. Anywhere is my shit. We can go anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. That song is fire. That song has literally gone platinum in my household, okay? I'm telling you, it's fire. Then we have Won't He Do It with Teddy Swims. And that song goes crazy too. So much so that even as a Muslim, I find myself vibing to it. Real shit. I never imagined I'd be joyfully singing Jesus' name and belting out Won't He Do It, but here we are. Then there's Okay to Fall featuring Zacardi Cortez, which might be the album's emotional anchor. One lyric lands with me where they sing, how you gonna get where you're going if you don't accept where you are? And that's really deep. It's about taking accountability and facing things head on. And even in those moments, you still have God there to lift you up and just kind of take you out of whatever issues you're having. So these songs are very promising and very encouraging and motivational. Religious aspects aside, you still can get something from these songs, and that's what I appreciate about this project. If there's any outlier, for me it's the song Bounce. It's a frenetic praise break detour that feels like the moment in church where folks leap up out of their seats, stomping and running in the aisles. It's chaotic and energetic, and maybe with time, it'll become a favorite, but as of right now, I skipped that one. That would be my only blemish on the project. Still a dope project, you know what I mean? That's the only one that I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? I don't, it doesn't move me. I feel like if it was live, like how they did the live version of NERD's In Search Of, probably would be fire. To someone else who's probably more familiar with gospel music, that song might be fire for them. And I'm interested. I want to actually hear my Christian friends. This is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna play it with my Christian friends and see what they think about it, you know, because maybe I just don't get it because I haven't been in church enough to actually see that happening. So maybe it's just going over my head. But, you know, we're going to fix that. You know, I'm going to go to a church. I'm going to talk to my church friends, and I just want to experience that live. And then maybe I'll circle back to the song and see if I vibe with it a little bit differently. What's undeniable is Pharrell's through line of faith. Even back in my mind, he had Our Father, an angel. He literally asked God for permission to date his daughter, an angel, right? With Ophanim, that thread becomes a full tapestry. To drop a gospel album at the Vatican, that's beyond legendary. But that's Pharrell Williams though. Always seeing heaven where others may see ceilings. Anyway, that's my time. Hopefully you can check out Voices of Fire, Ophanim album, and let me know what you think. You know, I'm new to enjoying gospel music, and I would be interested to hear what, you know, my Christian brothers and sisters feel about this project, you know. I don't think you can get the full songs on Spotify. You actually have to buy the album, the digital download or the CD or vinyl or whatever from voicesoffire.com. I believe that's the website. I'll list the website right here where you can actually buy the project. But when you hear the full song, it's really like super dope. You know, like I thought it was entertaining for me because it bridges what I'm used to hearing from Pharrell with a whole different genre that I would most likely not even listen to. I enjoyed this album and I'm still listening to songs from this album. But that's my time, everybody. Thank you for watching another episode of Everything for Everybody. Make sure to watch my previous episodes, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be updated whenever I drop a new episode. Until next time, peace, and we out.